This is Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I am your host, KG Smooth. We have a group of incredible young people who are in the studio. So incredible to the point that they had just recently returned from Washington, D.C. for the JDRF 2017 Children's Congress experience. And so I would like to welcome Sarah, Henry, and Lily. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing? And then we also have Jennifer is here as well from JDRF. Good morning to you as well.
Good morning.
So, well, before we talk to you guys, just want to get let the people know what JDRF is and what it's all about.
Oh, absolutely. JDRF is a nationwide organization that was established to provide research for individuals with type 1 diabetes.
Yeah, so Sarah, can you tell me what type 1 diabetes is?
Yeah, so type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease where your body doesn't produce the hormone insulin that is needed to break down glucose in your body when you eat.
Okay. And then some of you listening, we all know what type 2 diabetes is, but we're here to talk about type 1. So how were you all selected to go to Washington, D.C. to attend the Children's Congress?
We did advocacies, which means like we did extra activities to help raise money.
Mm-hmm.
And we went out of our way to raise money for diabetes. And we want to help others with it or help them not get it somehow and raise money to find a cure.
I like that. Hey, Henry, how does having type 1 diabetes make you feel?
When I feel low, I feel tired.
Mm-hmm.
And when I feel high, I feel angry.
Really? How often do you feel angry?
A lot.
A lot? Yeah. But you're doing all right. You look happy today.
But I have coughing allergies.
Mm-hmm. You have coughing allergies?
And I kind of I always get low and I always need something when I'm low.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need something when I'm high.
Yeah. But you're doing okay though, yeah? Good. That's good. So what was it like to attend the children's conference? And are you all like even interested in, government at all and how it works?
I've always been very interested in advocacy. I've never pictured being in any kind of government position, but being for JDRF and continuing with advocacy as an adult would always be an interest for me.
Okay, got that. Yeah, it's a lot of tricky business up there in Washington. What was it like for you? How was that experience, Sarah?
For me, it was really kind of eye-opening. There were a lot of doctors and scientists there that talked about current research and trials that are going on. And as someone who's about to kind of enter like adult medicine, basically, since I'm almost 18, it was very interesting to kind of see where all the research money is going and where research is looking in the near future.
Mm-hmm. I like that. How about you, Lily? What was that experience like going to the children's conference?
It made me realize that I'm very fortunate to have a family that helps me through it, and that there's like a lot of other scenarios where type 1 diabetes is really lower, like it affects their families and it's really hard, which it is for us too. But like that a lot of people don't understand, so the fact that they were even thinking about canceling our insurance is kind of scary.
And messed up, right?
Mm-hmm. So it was good to go and help.
How did that make you all feel when you were, hearing about how they wanted to take people's health care, something that they already have, and then they wanted to take it away?
I mean, it was scary. insulin is not a very cheap medicine.
Yeah, I have a family member or two who suffers from type 2, and so absolutely. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely scary to think about. It's not really something that's very optional for us, is having insulin and having that insurance.
Yeah, but because it helps. It helps you get the insulin, right? How about you, Lily? How did you feel when you heard about that? Like, what did you do? I know you probably wish that no, they can't do this. This is not right.
Well, if they were to take that away, then most people would go broke because diabetes is probably over $1,000 a month. I'm not really sure, but it's a lot.
Pretty expensive, yeah, and the medications are high.
And then like we wouldn't be able to do all the stuff that other people can do because we wouldn't have enough money, and we need that stuff to live. So if we ran out of money and we couldn't buy it, then we'd be yeah,
much better. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Sarah, Henry, and Lily from JDRF. They attended the 2017 Children's Congress in Washington, D.C., and they are here today to bring more awareness. They suffer from T1D, which is type 1 diabetes. Yeah, Jennifer, you wanted to chime in?
Yes, yeah. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Children's Congress and why so many kiddos head up to Washington, D.C.
Yes, that was going to be my next line of questioning.
The event brings together about 160 kiddos from all over the United States and a couple of other countries as well. And the big thing, we have our children go and meet with their elected officials in Congress and ask them to continue supporting the federal funding for type 1 diabetes research. And that is, there's something called the Special Diabetes Program. We refer to it as SDP. And it is presently funding $150 million towards research for type 1 diabetes. And it's up for, the Congress needs to vote on it by September 30th. So that was another important reason for our kiddos to go and address Congress and let them know how important it is that they do support this. And we're asking them to support this for another 3 years. Okay. At the least.
And what's your hope on that?
Well, we need this funding in order to continue our research. We've had some groundbreaking research these past few years, and without that funding, we can't continue a lot of the research. And there is I believe it's 1/3 of SDP presently funds about 1/3 of all federal government research to the National Institute of Health. So it's important for us to continue to have that.
Indeed. And to the congressmen and women who are here in Houston, if you are listening, we need that support to continue that. I would like to know from you all, Lily, Sarah, we heard from Henry earlier, what it's like to live with type 1 diabetes. He's angry sometimes, he gets hot. How is it for you all? Lily, you can go first.
Well, it's a lot of needles, which a lot of people hate.
Yeah.
It's probably 5 finger pricks a day with the continuous glucose monitor, which is also a needle. That's changed every 2 weeks to help us reduce the amount of blood pricks because it reads our blood sugar. The insulin pump is a bigger needle that goes in that we change every 3 days. And it's hard because every time you're low, you have to stop activities because you feel dizzy, like you're going to pass out, cold, but sweating, really weak. And when you're high, you have a lot of anger that you can't control and headaches, and you feel nauseated.
Wow. I'm sitting here because I'm thinking like it's fascinating to know that what you all are taking or the amount of insulin that is in you, how it controls or alters your mood. So to have that uncontrollable anger, I that would make me even more angry. How is it for you, Sarah, living with type 1 diabetes?
A lot of what Lily said, I was diagnosed when I was an infant, so I don't really.
So this is like the norm,
Yeah.
This has been your life.
Sadly, it is. There's a lot of between like the physical symptoms. There's also a lot of the mental. There's a lot of social stigma.
Yeah.
Difference between type 1 and type 2 is not very easy for most people to grasp.
Yeah.
So growing up, it was kind of a challenge in some of those ways, but it's a blessing and a curse in some ways.
Yeah. Well, you look great. I mean, the energy that I'm getting from you all is definitely positive. Like you're going through it. So you're real heroes and real survivors. And I just want to applaud you for your strength and to keep on. Jennifer, I understand that you all have a huge walk that's coming up here in Houston, the JDRF One Walk Houston that's happening in October.
Yes, absolutely. We actually have two big walks because Houston is a big territory to cover. So
we can say that again.
We have a Houston walk and a Woodlands walk as well.
Oh, okay.
So our Houston walk is our first up. That's October 28th at NRG Park. We have over 7,000 walkers and raise over $1 million at that walk.
Wow.
Yes, it is a big deal. And then our Woodlands walk, that is November 11th, and that's going to be at Lone Star College, Montgomery. And we have over 3,000 walkers that attend that event and over 300,000 that's raised there. And both this year have a pretty cool theme of Superheroes Unite.
Oh.
And as you can see, these are our superheroes.
Yeah. Superheroes Unite. If you all could be like one superhero group, who would you be? Like the Avengers. Or X-Men
Avengers.
Or the Incredibles. Who? Okay, the Avengers. We like the Avengers. Yeah. I was going to say another one, but then I'd be telling my age. Like I'm thinking Super Friends, or, Power Rangers, or something. You know what I mean? Captain Planet.
Like what?
I know, right? They're like, what?
What are you talking
What are
about?
these? I've never heard of such cartoons. No, this is great. So, for people to get more information about everything that you all do, where can they go?
Absolutely. They can go to our website, which is jdrf.org, and you can search for your local office there. And we also have a pretty cool Facebook at JDRF Houston is our Facebook. And you can always just call our office as well as 713-334-4400.
Indeed. Jennifer, thank you. Sarah, Henry, young
Thank you.
Henry, and Lily, thank you all for coming through. This was fun. You still doing okay, Henry? Yeah? You want to say goodbye to the people of Houston on the radio? Go ahead.
Bye.
Thank you all so much for coming through. And for more information, you can log on to jdrf.org. Yes, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, what superhero are you going to be, Henry?
I want to be the Red Ranger.
You want to be the Red Ranger? Yeah, you're my kind of guy. High five, air high five. Since you're across the table. Yeah, there we go. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth, in the building. One of my guys in the city.
Yeah.
From Suited Lifestyles, Mr. Jarren Smalls.
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Tired.
Long time.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm tired, though.
You tell what you been up to, man. Why are you so tired? What are you doing trying to change the world and the community out here?
Yeah, I mean, we still got the nonprofit, the Legends Do Live stuff that we're getting ready to come back out with at the end of August. But it's another organization I got put in called Suited Lifestyle. That's it's based out of D.C.
Mm-hmm.
But they branched off to Houston and New York to open up different chapters, to where it's pretty much a cohort of males, especially young millennial males and black males that are doing positive things to try to change the imagery of what a black young man looks like in today's society. And so we've created this organization for Houston, but within that we've created this event called 100 Ties. And 100 Ties is essentially where we have 100 male millennials come together for it's a space where they can feel comfortable and talk and interact with each other, because we don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like women love to like have brunches and empower each other, and they get stuff done.
Right.
Men, we don't do that at all.
And so this organization wanted to put something together like what women come together and talk about and do.
Yeah, essentially. But one, we want to create a space to where they can just come and be happy.
Okay.
Because if you could look at the last couple of years, you know, a lot of us have been getting killed.
Yes.
You know, or we've been looked at in a bad form, or we angry, or we're lazy, or we're not, you know, and that's far from
the truth.
The truth. And I think it's hard to combat that when there's nothing to show the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So even I have arguments with women all the time. I was like, you got to think about what women have. They have the option to look at something positive. Like they have Centric, they have Black Girls Rock, they have Michelle Obama. They have all these options to see why, okay, yeah, this is VH1. All this stuff is going on over here, Love and Hip Hop. But there's an option for me to see nothing but positive content of a Black woman 24/7 on TV. Literally, they have that whole thing. Men, there's nothing. If you really, really think about mass media, there's nothing. And if there is something, it's on the strength of women being involved or other races. It's not just men, Black men, period.
How can we create a place to have that?
I mean, that's
what you guys.
That's what we're trying to do here in Houston. Which is 100 Ties. And we only do it once a quarter. We don't do it every other week or bi-weekly. We want to make it something more special. And it's always a private situation. You really don't know what's going on, because sometimes we tend to give off our information too much, and that's how stuff gets diluted and messed up.
For sure. So with this, what we're talking about here with 100 Ties, when is that happening? So fellas that are listening who want to participate and come and, you know, sound off or come to that safe place as you described it.
100 Ties is going to be August 26th. This is going to be the back to school edition. Now, the way that it works is that the entry's free. Okay. All you have to do is bring a tie.
Okay.
That's the way you get in. The food is free. Everything is free when you come. I mean, it's really like catered nicely food. But the reason why we've done the last two quarters, because we're trying to raise 1,000 ties. So this back to school edition is where we're going to come back and give the ties to a specific school district or school to start mentoring those kids and those young males in middle school. Okay. And so that's what the whole other event is on there, the high fives and ties. Yeah. That's what that's about. So it kind of leads into that.
Okay. So, well, let's go in order. So High Fives and Ties, that's a back to school event. Mm-hmm. That is happening this Tuesday, the 22nd.
Right.
And where's that going to be?
That's going to be at Missouri City Middle School.
Okay. And then and what are you guys doing there?
We're pretty much greeting the kids as they come back. It's going to be, we wanted to show them that there are Black males in that community that look like them and that are doing wonderful things, to say, hey, we're here to support you on your way back to school. And this is an introduction for them to kind of see us. Okay. It's the end of the school at the same time. Okay. So, you know, we have like Representative Ron Reynolds is going to be there. We have some Fort Bend board trustees are going to be there, males that are stepping up, coming. So if you are, you know, if you can get off or take a couple hours off from around 7 to 8:50, please come out to Missouri City Middle School. And, you know, we can make everything happen. It's something that's open to the public, you know, for men, you know, and that's where we're going to actually try to issue some of the ties that we have already raised from the last 200 Ties. Okay.
What is it? I know this maybe I'm from the Midwest.
Right.
So things are a little different when it comes to how they group the students in schools.
Right.
Middle school here, is that 7th and 8th grade, or is it 6th, 7th, and 8th grade? 6th to 8th. Okay, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay, so see, back home, 6th grade, you were still in elementary, and then 7th and 8th was considered middle school.
It's 6th through 8th here in Texas.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to know. Okay, so that's Tuesday, and so the event Tuesday at
Missouri City Middle School.
Missouri City Middle School. I wanted to make sure I said it right. That's going to lead into 100 Ties, right, which is Saturday, the 26th.
Yes, and that's going to be at the West Orem YMCA location.
Okay.
So they've partnered with us and let us come in to use the facilities to let us have it. And then we have the guest speaker, Mr. James Harriss. He's the director of diversity and inclusion for H.E.R.
Oh.
You know, so he's actually going to be there speaking about a certain topic and some more stuff. And other men, young get to see somebody in that position, you know, get to talk to him, see him, touch him, ask him questions. At the same time, it's a networking mixer too, because there's lawyers, doctors, all different people that's going to be there that you normally don't get to see because there's nowhere for them to go, and they're going to be there, you know. So I can honestly tell you, KG, like when the first one we did, I was just going around asking people how they felt, and they were just like, yo, I just feel happy. They were just genuinely just happy, like, man, I'm just around some positive stuff, because I mean we were just getting hit with so much stuff before then, and so to be in a room where everybody's just happy, it's a safe space, there's food, men are laughing, it's like black boy magic all over. You know, they just like, yo, we need to do this more because there's nothing like that for us. There's no outlet either for us to talk about situations.
Yeah, because we as black men, it's such a it's so confusing, and it's like, okay, so where do you want us? Because we're grown up to taught. I mean, when we're growing up, we are taught, you know, something's wrong with you, or you know, you upset, or you're angry, or you're sad. You know, hey, don't cry. You know, suck it up.
Right.
You know, be a man. Take it in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Constantly, all of that. Never have the freedom to express our emotions openly without being categorized or judged as, you know, something less than hard. Right. But then at the same time, you got it when, you know, you grow up and you're in a relationship with a young lady, and she's like, oh, what is wrong with you? Like, you don't show me enough attention. You don't show enough emotion. You don't show enough love.
And then if you show too much emotion, you weak.
And and then when you show too much, you're weak. So it's like, damned if we do, damned if we don't.
It's so many layers to why a person, and let's just keep it on men, but there's so many layers to why a man will act the way he's acting. And that's because of personal stuff. Sometimes we are just choosing the wrong decision just to do it. And it's a upbringing. It's the community that's like, so for me, people can see that I've come out in a certain way, projected, because I was involved in church. Both of my parents were involved in my life. The school was involved in my life. I've always had people around me, you know, versus somebody that might have one parent or no parents or grand. Like it's a lot of different steps to where a person might act the way they act. But going back to like the whole imagery of what a black man looks like, when society and mass media and in general life is telling you, and even sometimes our own women subconsciously don't even know they're telling us that you ain't, you know, that word. I can't say that word, but you ain't that. And when there's nothing to combat that, like a mass media or a show or an award show, you start to really believe it. Because you're like, man, maybe I'm not. Because I mean, I don't see anything else that says otherwise. And so you start to really, like, I've been around rooms where people are like, yeah, man, I'm really not. Like, I'm like, what? Like, how can, but what they saw versus what I saw is completely different. So I'm like, I know I'm something because I've always been told I am. I've always been seen in it. I've always saw it versus somebody that probably hasn't. And it's getting to the point to where, like, America's done a great job of making us feel like we're not nothing.
Oh, yeah. And now with the guy in office, I mean, they want to get rid of us. If we want to go back to last Saturday, last Friday night and Saturday night in Charlottesville,
but see,
I think marching around, you will not replace us.
But I think the funny thing with that was, one, they're holding tiki torches, so that's a whole different geographic situation that they're being even dumbfounded of what they're even talking about. So they're holding up a whole different race in their hand. They're throwing up Nazi stuff, and now you're disrespecting Jews, which look like you. Right. And so within this whole time span, you've disrespected 3 different people at one time. And it's getting to the point to where I think, I haven't really said nothing really about it, but like, I feel like the reason why so much attention on it now, people are really like, okay, we need to fix it, because it wasn't so much that black people were angry, it was other white people. Right. It's like, if you look at they just put off a statue, it wasn't black people, it was white people. And they was like, okay, wait, y'all making this look really, really, really bad, because they supposed to be doing all this, not us. Like, what are we doing? Because they angry now, because it's the other side of white people, just like they understand, like, this is stupid.
Well, I'm glad that they finally got, that somebody came, Donald Trump finally came up and smacked them in the face with the white glove. And, you know, that press conference that he did on Tuesday was really him.
Right.
That was the real Donald Trump. And I think that these white folks, they're like, okay, my blinders are off. Now I see. I can't make any excuses for him anymore. Like, this is unequivocally, categorically
Even the governor was
wrong.
he was like, man, y'all gotta go. Y'all are messing up. Like, people ain't gonna want to go to the school. People ain't gonna want to come to their city. People not gonna want to come spend money there. So what are you doing? The governor's like, bro, you messing up my money because y'all are over here being stupid and messing up my whole
put on the whole armor of God and get ready to fight the good fight, because it has officially begun. But enough on that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I'm not worried about them, even though I am going to get a gun. I am. And my brother was like, wait, you in Texas, you don't have a gun? No, I don't, but I will get one now, because that man in D.C. basically just made it okay for them to continue to act a fool.
Right.
And my dark skin and slanted eyes and high cheekbones, I'm a walking target.
Right.
You with your full lips and nose and Greek god stature, you are a threat as well.
For sure. For sure. But I think sometimes I look at racism as flattery, because they're so amazed and they love us so much they hate us because they can't literally do anything we can do.
Can't be us. I like that.
Yeah, so it's flattery. They don't know how to express it, but only and they don't want us to ever understand that we're really not the minority, and they really are, and that's what they're.
And y'all got us and you.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're scared.
Yeah.
That's what they just scared. They just scared that we're gonna just push them away, and we're not even really worried about it.
We're not thinking about y'all. But what we are thinking about is 100 Ties and High Five and Ties. The High Five and Ties back to school event happening Tuesday at Missouri City Middle School. Fellas, black men, if you are available that morning,
pull up.
To welcome the gentlemen back to school, to show them that, there are people who care. We got your back. We here for you. We support you. Pull up. Then save the date for Saturday, August 26th.
From 11 to 2.
Okay, 11 to 2 for 100 Ties. That's going to be at
the West Orem YMCA.
West Orem YMCA.
So it's all free. Everything is free. The food is free. All you have to do is bring a tie to come in. There's no, we're not charging for nothing. But it's, like I said, it's a great time. And when we put stuff on social media, it's like, oh my God, look at all these beautiful men. Look at because we're happy. I think we just need to show more of us just being happy.
I'm
doing
with you.
Stuff. So
I'm with that. Well, thanks for stopping by and letting us know about this.
Yes, sir.
I wish I could be there on the 26th. I will be back home in Ohio on that particular Saturday. But the next one for September, I'm there, bro.
You in there.
I'm in there.
For sure.
Jarren Small of Suited Lifestyle. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston.
We'll be back with more Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.